What's going on, Guardians? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Autrysnipe, and today we're going to be talking about a broken Stasis Hunter build. Up first is always going to be the super called Silence and Squall. You're going to be able to summon two Stasis axes, Silent and Squall, that you'll throw one after the other. Silence will create a flash freezing blast that freezes and damages targets, and Squall will create a stasis storm that slows and damages targets caught inside. In order to get your super back even faster, guys, I would suggest making helmet solar energy, and in the second and third mod slot you want to put Ashes to assets, which allows you to gain bonus super energy on grenade kills, and in the fourth mod slot you're going to want to put on firepower. While charged with light, regen a portion of your grenade energy when you use your grenade, consuming one stack of charged with light. Now let's jump into the abilities. Up first is going to be Marksman's Dodge. This dodge performs an evasive maneuver with a steady hand that will automatically reload your weapon. In the movement ability slot, I like to use triple jump, but use whatever you want. Up next is your Stasis melee, which is the only melee that we get, Withering Blade. This allows you to toss a Stasis Shuriken at targets to damage and slow them. And then our main ability is going to be the Duskfield Grenade. This is a grenade that shatters on impact, leaving a field that slows targets and freezes those who do not leave the volume. This is going to pair really well with the Stasis Gauntlet energy, and you're going to want to put on Grenade Kickstart. When your grenade energy is fully extended, you gain a grenade energy. And this mod is going to go either in the second or third mod slot. In the fourth mod slot, we're going to want to put on Elemental Shards, and I'll get to why this is very important. But Elemental Shards, these are Stasis Shards, count as Stasis Elemental Wells for you, but mind you, this does not account for Crucible, Trials, or Iron Banner. This is a great mod because the Elemental Wells, whose element matches your subclass damage type, grants you energy to all abilities. Now let's jump straight into the aspects. First, we're going to want to apply Grim Harvest. Like I said, guys, this is all going to come together. Flowed or frozen bands create Stasis Shards. These shards grant melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. And then the second aspect, we're going to want Touch of Winter. Now this aspect is only going to apply for the Duskfield Grenade because you're going to want to put that on. This is going to increase the slow field size and create a small Stasis Crystal on impact, which does blow up and do a massive amount of damage to the adds that are trapped inside. We're going to get rid of the chest armor really quick, guys. It's gonna be solar energy, throw on another firepower mod, and then let's get back into the fragments. Up first is gonna be Whisper of Refraction. Defeating slow or frozen targets grants you class ability energy. And then in the second slot, we're gonna be putting on Whisper of Torment. You gain grenade energy each time you take damage from targets. If you guys are finding this build video very helpful, make sure to smash that sub button. Now let's get back into the rest of the build. All right, guys, time out. Let's talk about the exotic that you're going to be using. It's going to be leg armor, and it's called Frosties. The armor perk for this is rapid cooldown. This is not only going to increase your grenade, but also melee and dodge regeneration while sprinting. And dodging increases your sprint speed. You can have this anything you want, but I prefer to have it as solar energy. In the fourth mod slot, you're going to want to put on Elemental Charge. By becoming charged with light by picking up an elemental well, such as your Stasis Crystals, if the elemental well's element type matches your subclass element, you gain 2 stacks of charged with light. And since I like this armor piece to be solar, I put on Invigoration, which reduces grenade cooldown each time I pick up an orb of power, and then also Recuperation. This replenishes health each time I pick up an orb of power. Let's jump back into the fragments and finish that off. In the third slot, you're going to want to put on Whisper of Chains. While you are near frozen targets or a friendly Stasis Crystal, you take reduced damage from targets. And in the fourth fragment, you're going to want to put on Whisper of Conduction. This is basically going to act as Seeking Wells, but instead of wells, your crystals are now wells, so nearby Stasis Shards track to your position. And in the last fragment slot, we're going to have Whisper of Shards. Shattering a Stasis Crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional Stasis Crystals increase the duration of this benefit. Now for the stats, guys, as always, as high as resilience as possible. but discipline is going to be a must on this, at least 70 plus. If you can get this to 100, you're looking at throwing about 3 to 5 nades in a couple of seconds. Now let's wrap this all up and bring it together with the hunter cloak. We're gonna want that to be solar energy for another firepower mod. Yes, a bunch of firepower mods, but you're gonna also want to put on 2, or if you can't, just put on 1 bomber mod, which reduces grenade cooldown when using your class abilities. Now time for the tough part. Technically easy from my perspective because I run a lot of LFGs. I have over 1,000 Grandmaster clears. So is this ready for Grandmasters? And yes, this is. But heed the warning, practice this build before going in, or just go in and just see how it works, because I've enjoyed it and I've also been running a bunch of LFGs and I've seen hunters run this build a lot. But the only downside to this is that the overloads will regenerate their health a little bit, which is still broken, which requires all of your fire team to then shoot the overload so that way they don't regenerate health while they're frozen. And if you guys have made it this far into the video at the very end, I appreciate all the support. If you guys haven't checked out my most recent videos, such as the Arc Hunter or my Infinite Invis Hunter build, but I usually take all Grandmasters for helps. Check those videos out, guys. Sub to the channel. I appreciate it. Like, leave a comment how you guys loved this video, but make sure to check out those next videos, guys. It helps me out a lot. It really does. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Check it.